In this demonstration nugget, I'm going to show you just how easy it would be to deploy and operate a resource in a part of the world where you might have a lot of customers that need that resource. We know that one of the key resources of Amazon Web Services is the Elastic Compute Cloud, the availability of virtual machines in the cloud for our use. Now you can see the EC2 dashboard here is displayed, and I have one running instance. I have one virtual machine running in the North Virginia region. I'm going to pick a new region because I want to show you what this would be like from scratch with a default Amazon Web Service configuration. I'll pick a region that I've never used before. In fact, it's a brand new region as of the week I'm recording this class. So we'll go to Paris. I've always wanted to go to Paris, so this is kind of fun. I feel like I'm actually going there. So I switched to the Paris region, and we're going to see the EC2 dashboard, and look at this. No running instances, no dedicated hosts, no volumes. The only thing they've done is given us a default security group. That's it. So let's launch an instance. We'll see just how easy Amazon Web Services can make this for us. So here on the step one, we're going to choose an Amazon machine image, the software that I want to run. I would love to build a Windows Server 2016 base system in Paris that I can then install maybe an application that my clients there in Paris need. So I choose Select on the Windows 2016 server. They pre-select for me something that would be free, a T2 micro instance that'll be totally free. I get one virtual CPU and 1 gig of RAM. Awesome. I'll choose Next to the instance details, and we say, all right, we're going to spin up one of them. It'll be in our default virtual private cloud. There'll be no preference as to the availability zone we use. We will have a public IP address automatically assigned. Notice we can just skip all of this, accepting the defaults, and go to the next option of storage. I can say a 30 gig SSD drive will be fine. We could add tags to help identify this instance. And one of the things I'll definitely do at the very least is give this a name, and we'll just say Paris-test. And then I'll say configure the security group. They offer to create a new security group for us, and they offer to add RDP, the remote desktop protocol, as the permitted inbound way that we're going to communicate with this system. Sounds great to me. And I will name this Paris Test so that I know what I'm dealing with here when I go to delete all these resources after the demonstration. So that's it. We'll choose Review and Launch. It warns us that we didn't lock down our security group by IP address. Okay, I'm fine with that in this test. We choose the Launch button. It says you need a key pair in order to interact with this for security. We'll create a new key pair. The key pair name will be, surprise, surprise, Paris Test. And we will then download this key pair to our local system. So I'll save that key pair on our system, and we will choose Launch Instance. That's it. Notice I added very little specifically as I was flying through the wizard. It's that simple to build a Server 2016 Windows system in Paris. How amazing. Now, of course, we're going to need to connect to that resource in order to further configure it, put the application that we want to host on it, all that great stuff. So notice I can click on this hyperlink right here to actually see the instance in Paris that we have spun up. And I notice that its instance state is running now. That's a great sign, and that happened very quickly. I should be able to connect now. Notice this instance is selected, and I have this Connect button. When I choose the Connect button, it says, hey, we'll help you out. We'll give you a remote desktop file, an RDP file that we can use in order to access that resource. This is the remote desktop protocol, and they're giving us the little file that we'd need just to double click and launch that. Wonderful. So I save that, and then it says to log into that instance, you're going to use the username of administrator and we're going to get the password for you right now. But in order to do that, you need to provide that key pair that you created when we initially spun up this instance. So I'll choose the Browse button, and in my Downloads folder, we downloaded that Paris test key file. So I'll say open that. So it shows us now in this window our key, and we can now decrypt the password. So there is the big, long, complex password that was created so that we can log in to this device. All right, well, we're ready to see if all of this worked. What I'll do is just go over to my Windows Explorer, and there's that RDP, Remote Desktop Protocol file that we downloaded. I will double click it, and it says, are you sure you want to connect to this device over the secure remote desktop protocol session? We're not quite sure who this device is. We say, yep, we're sure. And we choose connect. And now it's ready for the password. That password was long and complicated. Let me copy it to the clipboard. And then let me bring back up our connectivity window. And I will paste it in and say, okay. And it says one more time, are you sure? We can't verify who this is you're connecting to. I say, yes, we know, we want to connect. And if this worked, we're going to be logging in to our brand new shiny Windows Server 2016 system that is located in Paris. And you can see it is working beautifully. Let me resize this window so we can see more of what's going on. Look at this. We are at the desktop. Here's the start button of that Windows Server 2016 base system that we created. And we can start interacting with this system in order to configure it and make the resources available to that region of the world where this EC2 instance lives. Notice also that while this is great for low latency access for those in that part of Europe, this is a resource that would be globally available. Here I am in the United States accessing our brand new server that is located in Paris. In this nugget, we got a glimpse of just how easy it's going to be to deploy and then operate a resource inside of Amazon Web Services. Remember, in this demonstration, we built an EC2 instance, a virtual machine. In this case, it was Windows Server 2016. We put it in a specific region of the world. It's living in a virtual private cloud in Amazon Web Services. And another key component that we saw was a security group, which is going to control access in and out of that compute resource. I hope you found this nugget informative, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.